everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to another beautiful edition of Hola Hola on Flip TV. Still your host, Mercy Efoge. You know, today we have a lot to talk about. During the holiday, there was so much that was going on. Police army prevents armed robbers from escaping from Abuja Bank. Senator Sani arrested for alleged extortion. Iran offers $80 million for Trump's head. Former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, spotted dancing with a white woman. Ex-governor Otuoke's bail application dismissed to remain in prison. Killers Club shut down. Police arrest House of Rep member Shinopela. If I review what is happening in Nigeria, nobody will sleep again. Danjuma. Gabashew attacks Fanalo, accuses him of spreading fake news on Tetem. Gunmen attack Jonathan's residence. And let's take a short break, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. Police army prevents armed robbers from escaping from Abuja Bank. The armed robbers were said to have stormed the Abuja Bank, shooting into the air to scare people away. They were said to have succeeded in gaining entry into the banking hall. Shortly after gaining access, the police and armed arrived at the scene, but the robbers had refused to come out of the bank. It was gathered that one of the robbers attempted to force his way out, was shot but remained indoor with gunshot injury. A statement by ASP Miriam, the Deputy Police Public Relations Officer of the command, said the suspects were arrested while trying to escape. One robber was killed and 4 others arrested. Staff of the bank, Ehizo, who was on duty on the day of the incident, was taken by the police for questioning. Ehizo was the mastermind behind the robbery. One Ernest, who is at large, had threatened to kill him, his girlfriend and his family if he did not help them rob the bank, said Ehizo. Ehizo, who has worked with the bank for over 2 years, said he drove the 5 robbers into the bank premises in his vehicle. However, Ehizo has come out to narrate his own side of the story.
What I know about the robbery is that the same Ernest that met them had met me earlier with a lot of threats based on a discussion we had sometime in November, which he said he pre-recorded and was going to use against me, either using against me or threatening me, my family, or anybody around me if I don't go ahead to cooperate. I tried to report to the police, but he told me that if I go ahead to do that as I'm doing that he has already told his friends to do anything that they will to me if he's arrested.
So what role did you play?
I took them in, which was a role and instruction that was given by the said Ernest. He insisted I had a meeting with them, and he said I should bring them in. I should bring them in, and they will take over from there.
What was
for 2 years plus.
And how long have you been working with the Ernest you're calling?
I've not worked with him. He's a customer in the bank. He comes to the bank, and that was where we got to know each other because I work in customer service and I treat requests. So that's when I got to know. And when there's a place I went to drink. I used to go and drink there, and that was where he works.
So what was the deal that you had with him that was making him to threaten you?
It wasn't a deal. We're having a conversation about work and all, and he was complaining that certain requests will be brought to the bank and they don't treat early. That why is it that we've not improved on our service? And I tried to explain to him, I tried to defend the fact that it's not like that. These things sometimes they take longer time than normal customers tend to know. We work inside. He now said that one is not an excuse, that maybe these banks, they need to start touching them so that they understand. And I told him, I said, do you want to go and rob the bank? Do you want to get people to go and rob the bank? Or what do you want to do? Do you want to kill someone there to make an impression? No, that's not the way to go about it. He had this on record that day. And after like 2-3 weeks, he called me that thing he said, he has gotten people. I said, I didn't tell you that I want to go and rob the bank, or I didn't tell you that you should bring people. Please, let's let this matter be. And that was when he even came to my house with his friends, threatened, he called, he described my family house, that he had traced me to my family house. That anything I'm going to do now, that any outcome I should take it like that. I was afraid to come to the police because I didn't know what he was going to do to my family or any other person around me.
What were your discussions, the pre-operation meeting? Because there must be a meeting.
Yes,
so
he told me to tell them how to go inside He even said that I should take them in, I should show them where the CCTV camera is, I should show them where the mopo, that's the officer on duty that day, would be. He even came along that day, but he didn't come in the same car. He came in a different car and stayed across the bank that day. When we drove in, he even called and told me that he just saw us enter, that I hope it is what we discussed that I am doing. Out of fear, I told him yes. He said I should just do as we have agreed, which is to take them in and let them do the remaining. That he's going to take it. I drove them to the bank, as the person instructed me to do.
Sani arrested for alleged extortion. EFCC has arrested Senator Shehu Sani, who represented Kalu Central Senatorial District in the National Assembly between 2015 and 2019. According to The Nation, Sani was arrested for alleged extortion of $20 million from the owner of ASD Motors. The Vocal S lawmaker was arrested in Abuja on Tuesday for allegedly using the name of the acting chairman of the EFCC, Mr. Ibrahim Magu, to extort various sums of money from all suspecting members of the public. The source said he was said to have collected the $20,000 from the owner of the ASD Motors on the grounds that he is very close to the EFCC boss. He was subsequently arrested and granted administrative bail while he refunded the money to the victim. He was asked to report but made himself incommunicado. He must have been scamming a lot of people, dropping the name of the EFCC boss. Following several failures to continue reporting at the EFCC office, his house was stormed and he was arrested. Now, who do we not trust again in Nigeria? Oh, now well done, because he spoke against this present administration. Now, wow, the government is strong, sha. I have never for once supported fraud, but on this case, I suspect something fishy. Let's wait for the proof against, and let me tell you this. If you think this present administration is fighting corruption, then you are a joker. Buhari no fit take criticism. Criticize Buhari and get arrested for breathing. A country without freedom of speech and expression. DSS and EFCC are always going after people who speak out against the government. Okay, oh. Iran offers $80 million for Trump's head. An $80 million bounty has been reportedly been placed on the Trump's head following the assassination of General Qasem Soleimani. The chilling announcement was broadcasted live as the millions of Iranians took to the streets for Soleimani's televised funeral. Iran has 80 million inhabitants. Based on Iranian population, we want to raise $80 million. Which is a reward for those who get close to the Trump's head. Iran has vowed to inflict harsh revenge on the USA after the politicians dramatically opened parliament chanting "Dead to America" in response to a declaration of war. We have the power, and God willing, we will respond in appropriate time. This is a declaration of war, which means if you hesitate, you lose. When someone declares war, do you want to respond to the bullet with flowers? They will shoot you in the head. Iran reportedly threatened to attack the White House while branding Mr. Trump a terrorist in a suit, after he vowed to hit dozens of targets in the Islamic Republic. Meanwhile, Trump blows hot. He said Iran is talking very boldly about targeting certain USA assets as revenge for riding the word of their terrorist leader, who had just killed an American and badly wounded many others, not to mention all the people he had killed over his lifetime, including recently. He was already targeting our embassy and preparing for additional hits in other locations. Iran has been nothing but a problem for many years. Let this serve as a warning that if Iran strikes an Americans or any American assets, we have targeted 52 Iranian sites representing the 52 American hostages taken by Iran many years ago, some at a very high level and important to Iran and the Iranian culture. And those targets and Iran itself will be hit very hard and very fast. The USA wants no more threat, says Trump. Now, if these two countries decide to start the war, who do you think will win? On paper, definitely it will be USA. Let's do some maths here on the weapons and manpowers that is readily available for those two countries. Now let's talk about the budget. Iran has budgeted $60 billion. USA has budgeted $716 billion. Now let's talk about the troops. Iran 523,000, while US is 1.3 million. What about the aircraft? Iran has 509, while US has 13,398. Navy vessels, Iran has 398, while US has 415. Let's talk about the nukes. Iran not known, while the US is 6,195. Then let's talk about the missile range. Iran has 3,000 kilometers. US own is any place on the earth. Reserve troops, Iran has 350k, while US is 860. Helicopters, Iran has 0.1k, while US is 5.8k. Nuclear submarines, Iran has 0, while US is 14. Navy destroyers, Iran has 0, while US has 67. Nuclear bomb deployed in Europe, Iran has 0, while US has 150. It is crystal clear who will definitely come in top going by the stats. But at the end of the day, no one wants a war. It is never the solution. Let's hope the threats won't exceed online and in TVs. May God protect us from the Third World War. Former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, spotted dancing with a white woman after being allowed to travel out for medical treatment by a federal high court. The governor, who is being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, which is EFCC, for alleged 2.2 billion fraud, told the federal high court in Lagos that he was sick. However, he was granted permission by a federal high court to seek medical treatment abroad. Here he is dancing with a white woman on his hospital bed. Happy medical holiday, sir. He can't come and kill himself. Oh my God. Mercy, leave this man alone now. Dancing is part of his healing process too. However, pictures of him relaxing on a beach abroad are surfaced online too. Oh, John, on a medical treatment. Now, moving on, ex-governor Otuoke's bail application dismissed to remain in prison. Last week, Kalu's lawyer told the court that his client has serious health challenge, that the medical facilities in the prison cannot handle it. Justice Mohammed Liman of the High Court has dismissed Otuoke's application for bail pending the determination of his appeal against his fraud conviction. Justice Liman said there was no evidence to prove the senator was suffering from chronic disease, such as diabetes and hypertension, and that they weren't contagious. The court also rejected Mr. Kalu's argument that there are substantial grounds in his appeal against his conviction, saying it is an irrelevant ground. According to the judge, the application failed to prove exceptional circumstances that would warrant granting bail pending the determination of his appeal. But why didn't he build good prison when he was a governor? If I may ask you that question. This will serve as a good lesson to all politicians to build a good prison with AC and good medical facilities. And Nku should know that he would be staying there for a very long time. He should just get used to it, but he should come up with something new. This health challenges format don't cast long time ago, even during this Dinos and Drama case. Please serve your sentence in peace and stop disturbing us, Joe. But they should just show us pictures of him in prison. I refuse to be deceived. Me, Messi, I refuse to be deceived. They should show us pictures. Don't you agree with me? Alright, moving on. Killers Club's shutdown. Police arrest House of Representatives member Shinopela The Nigeria Police Force has detained a member of the House of Representatives, Shina Pella. This is coming hours after the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency sealed his nightclub Kulos over noise pollution and traffic congestion in VI. The lawmaker was at Morocco police station to bail some of his customers who had allegedly parked on the road during a show at the club. According to his media aides, prior to the kick-off of the 36 hours non-stop show, which usually holds every year at Kulos, Honorable Pilla had informed the concerned Lagos traffic authorities to avoid unnecessary traffic gridlock. However, on getting to the Morocco police station, the police detained Honorable Pilla and seized all his phones. Why did they arrest him though? Because he already informed the Lagos traffic authorities to avoid unnecessary traffic gridlock. They should free Mr. Sheila. The man will get problem. I swear, the man will get problem. Now, if I review what is happening in Nigeria, nobody will sleep again, says Danjuma. Oh God, what is happening? Please tell us. A former Minister of Defense, retired General Theophilus Danjuma says if you review what is happening in Nigeria, this country, that we will no longer sleep again. We are in a big hole as a nation, and people who put us in the hole have continued today. So we have to wake up. Only we can save ourselves, says Danjuma. But for me, Oga, please tell us what is going on. We have been sleeping for a very long time. We want to stay awake. Tell us already. We have not been sleeping since Buhari took over. So nothing can scare us anymore. All die and die. We are all in a big mess already. Gabashewo attacks Falana, accuses him of spreading fake news on third term. Gabashewo, presidential spokesman, has described Femi Falana, human rights lawyer, as formerly unsuccessful opposition candidate for governor of Ekiti State. In a statement issued on Monday, the presidential spokesman alleged that Falana is seeking personal media attention in claiming the president is planning a third term in office. Shehu said the report is far from the truth, maintaining the position of the media team of the president when the news first broke. Shehu said Buhari had made it clear that he has no interest in staying in office beyond 2023. All and every claim that is made that suggests President Muhammad Buhari will stand for a third term in office is false, Shehu said. There is no circumstances, no set of circumstances under which President Buhari may seek to amend the constitution regarding the two-term limit on holding office as president. President Buhari intends to serve his full second elected in office ending 2023, and then there shall be a general election in which he will not be a candidate. There is not even the faintest possibility that this will change. Shehu described Buhari as a Democrat who respects the constitution, adding that any activity aimed at altering the two-term limit will not succeed and shall never have the president's time or support. Alright, moving on. Gunmen attacked Jonathan's residence. Gunmen in the early hours on Tuesday attacked the resident of the former president Goodluck Jonathan in Abia, local government area of Bayelsa State. It could not be immediately confirmed if Jonathan or any member of his family was hurt in the armed invasion, but he was said to have escaped unhurt in the attack, thank God, which some community persons are suspecting was an assassination attempt on the former president. However, one of the security operatives guarding the resident was shot dead during the attack. However, President Buhari has put a call to Goodluck Jonathan to sympathize with him. In a telephone conversation, President Buhari expresses sadness over the tragic and unfortunate attack, during which a gallant soldier lost his life. While commending the soldiers on guard for bravely repelling the attack, the president consoled with family members as well as officers and men of the Nigerian Army over the loss of one of the guards. President Buhari assured that the protection of the life of the former leader and all citizens will be the major preoccupation of his administration. President Buhari says no one should go abroad for treatment again. Huh? Was that coming from the president? Let me ask that. Come on, Mr. President. We all know how this man travels every time for treatment. Even during his administration, the first term administration, he was always traveling for his treatment, that he was sick. Now Now, Mr. President is coming out to tell us that we shouldn't be going abroad again for treatment. Come on, Mr. President. Oh, come on, wait. Is it Mr. President that is saying this thing? Or there's someone else inside of him that is speaking through him? Because I don't understand. We all know Mr. President how he travels a lot. And all the politicians, we all know how they travel outside to go and take treatment. Come on, there's no hospital, good hospitals in Nigeria. Or is it building good hospitals that he said nobody should be traveling to, including himself? Please, Mr. President, will you be staying here to take your treatment? Because there's no good hospital. We all know you now. So I don't understand this. But if you can keep to your word anyway, it will be a good one, Mr. President. I'll commend you for that. Alright guys, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for staying with us. See you next time on Flip TV. Bye.